Half a day, I'm Nestor Lecanto with the Pacific Daily News. Here are our top stories from the PDN newsroom. A new obstetrician-gynecologist is now licensed to provide much-needed health care on Guam after clearing a hiccup over paperwork and documentation with the Guam Board of Medical Examiners. The medical board on Tuesday unanimously approved OB-GYN and former Guam resident Dr. Sylvia Cruz's application for relicensure. Cruz is already on island and appeared in person for Tuesday's meeting of the medical board. She has plans to work with local nonprofit Todu Guam Foundation to provide health care. Cruz's licensure comes as the island faces an ongoing shortage of OB-GYNs capable of providing prenatal care to high-risk expectant mothers, an issue that's been called a crisis by members of the local medical community. Todu Guam has already started booking appointments with Cruz, and services include free pap smears and human papillomavirus vaccinations for eligible women without insurance, and that's according to the organization's social media. In other news, two of Guam's World War II survivors on Tuesday shared an embrace with a former Marine who helped liberate Guam from the Imperial Japanese occupation in 1944. The reunion, hosted at the Governor's Complex at Adelup, came nearly 80 years to the day after U.S. Marines first landed on Guam to retake the island from Japanese forces. Former U.S. Marine Corporal Frank Wright, now 99, was just 19 years old for the Battle of Guam. The man from Little Rock, Arkansas, had been in the Marines for over 2 years by that time after lying about his age to get into the service. Greeting him Tuesday were war survivors 91-year-old Francisco Leon Guerrero Manabusan and 86-year-old Teresita M. Paulino. They were aged 11 and 6 respectively when Marines retook the island 8 decades ago. Wright was announced as the Grand Liberator for this year's Liberation Day Parade, while Manabusan and Paulino will serve as Grand Marshals for the event. And finally, the Guam Waterworks Authority wants to spend $4.8 million to upgrade the system it uses to remotely monitor drinking water and wastewater facilities around the island in the hopes of catching issues before they become major problems. GWA plans to build a central center for a new supervisory control and data acquisition or SCADA system. An Assistant General Manager of Engineering, Jeanette Babauta Owens, said during the Consolidated Commission on Utilities meeting Tuesday morning. The utility wants permission from the CCU to spend the $4.8 million on the first 2 phases of a 4-phase build-out for the SCADA. The SCADA will eventually collect data in real time for over 420 water wells, springs, reservoirs, and stations all around the island. That's according to Owens. Newly unsealed documents in the District Court of Guam show more than 12 pounds of methamphetamine or ice and suspected marijuana were seized in the mail over the past several months. These included over 8 pounds of meth and some 4.3 pounds of suspected marijuana in mail packages. Most of the packages were sent from addresses in California. A few were sent from Las Vegas and others from Oregon and Texas. About a dozen search warrants were unsealed this week, detailing drug seizures since December last year through April. In other news, a proposal to provide a temporary free bus pass for people who can't afford transportation for important public appointments drew more questions than answers at a public hearing Tuesday. Bill 28637 by Speaker Therese Terlahi would provide bus passes from the Guam Regional Transit Authority or GRTA valid for 30 days to agencies to distribute on an as-needed basis to those seeking services from them but lack a ride to get to them. But representatives from GRTA said the legislation was ambiguous as it was unclear if the passes would be one-day passes, for example, or a monthly pass. GRTA officials also said they were unsure what the resulting free ridership would be and were concerned about the potential financial impact. Finally, residents need to keep weather in mind during the 80th Liberation Day celebrations, as bad weather is expected this week, according to the National Weather Service. Have a plan in place for heavy showers and thunderstorms should they occur during any certain event, NWS Weather Forecast Office Guam said in its regional weather outlook for this week. A hydrologic outlook was issued Tuesday morning for Guam and the CNMI to provide details on the potential for heavy rainfall Thursday and Friday. Expect the more wet pattern to persist into the Liberation weekend. NWS says outdoor plans should keep weather conditions in mind, particularly with any necessary alternate venues in case heavier weather is present at the time of any certain event. NWS says if showers and thunderstorms are present during festivities, tents, canopies, and tarps are not safe shelter when lightning is present. For more of these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.